This time we are planning to make some pencil holders, and I have 2 samples. This has been bisque fired, so just a little cup more or less. And here, this one has already been halfway glazed, but not fired yet, so that's why it has a bit strange colors. What you need for this is the slab I just mentioned, one of those green patterns to cut out, one plastic cup, which is either covered with plastic like this one, or covered with newspaper, which we have in the kiln room, so we can later pull it out of the clay. And then you can add any of these deco rolls as patterns, and I'll take them out. We can use those later. You can exchange the different patterns with that. So then we need a scoring tool and whatever little tools you deem necessary to make a pattern and to connect the clay. So first part is cut out a piece of clay with this pattern, and best thing is just this little pointed wooden stick, and you just follow it along the line. It does not have to be perfect because the kids will push it together anyways later. So I just drew the pattern on this slab, and now I can use any of my tools to cut it out. Oops. And as you can see, it wasn't really straight, but it doesn't matter. Now put the rest of the clay to the side for now. Okay, you have this slightly curved piece of slab. Then you choose your cup and just use the cup to form the clay around it. It's always better to leave a little space in the bottom already for the scoring. But now you already have your pattern. And what is always important, the most important part about clay is scoring. That means we have some little water, and you just scratch the edges together. Really nice deep scratches. It does not have to look pretty or anything. And you add some water to those scratches. And I can show this a bit closer. Really, you can add some water and make so-called slip. It's just really, really wet clay. And I already have some slip in here in this water bucket, but it doesn't have to be. And now the kids can just push these ends, really push those ends together. But you can use your cup as cover, and you push those ends really nicely together. That is one of the most important parts because you want to have it closed all the way. Always try in between if you are still able to pull out your cup. You push it together, and then you can use either your fingers or one of those tools, doesn't matter, and just cover and smooth out the seam here. Now you can barely see where you connected this cup. Part 1. Part 2 will be adding the bottom. And to do that, we need a piece of slab again. We'll take it back and just use your cup, your own cup, and draw a little circle around it on your slab. And then you have your bottom. Cut it out. You have your little nice bottom. And going back to what we just did, scoring. Always score really nicely. Score both sides. We have scoring here on one side, and then on the side of the bottom. Like I said, it does not have to be pretty, but it has to be really nicely scored. And the scoring enlarges the surface of the clay so it can connect better, and so you don't get any air bubbles in the clay. Now, really, if you want, you can use your cup as holder and just slightly tap those corners together. Use just your fingers or the palm of your or the heel of your hand and just tap it on top of each other. It does not have to be perfect yet, but try again if you can get your cup out again. You can always push it back in. Now you can, after you connected those sides, you connect the sides again and push down those seams. You can either use your fingers, also cut off something if there's way too much. Just put it to your slip. Or if you have little areas which are lower or have holes, you can score it again like this and add some more slip on it to fill out gaps and to connect it. Do that all the way around. Until you're happy with the result. This is not my most perfect work here, but we don't want to have you wait forever. Now, pull out your cup, number one, and go inside, all the way inside, because we only smoothed out the edges outside. But you can also smooth the edges inside. You can still see the seams, and you just use your fingers to move them and smooth them out. You can also, of course, use your tool here. Try to go in there as far as possible. Might be even waterproof later if you get all the way in. No guarantee though. So when you're all happy with that, the kids can start, put your cup back in. And now the kids can start decorating their cup however they like. There are situations where you want to put pattern on the slab already, but remember, every time you touch the slab, you destroy the pattern again. That means I would really put the pattern on after finishing my cup. So far the cup is pretty plain, normal little cup. You can either leave it like that, or you can use any of those tools to add some nice patterns. Or you could also add some leftover clay and add little flowers, for example, And always, when you add something, remember the scoring. Both sides, scratching both sides, and then you can attach them however you want. All right. Little dots. You can make little animals out of it. You can change the end part. You can add anything. Or if they want to cut out a pattern, they could also do that. Or make little holes. So if you want to add a votive later, you could also totally cut out areas. And always check in between if you can still pull out your little cup. Here you could also cut out areas. Last but not least, after the kids are happy with their design, remember to add their names on the bottom. This is one of the major problems. We have to find out who made what afterwards. So let them scratch their name down at the bottom so you could really read it, and that will help you later to identify the owner of this piece. After we're done, the kids are done with their decorating, when they're happy with their design, put the finished cup on one of those, it's not cloth, linen covered thingies, boards, thank you. Amy is behind here, she's the designer. Okay, and put them on there, and please bring them over in the kiln room. Put them on the shelves and mark them with the name of the teacher and the date of the project. And please put it on the whiteboard, which is on the wall. You will see it when you come in, right straight on. Thank you very much, and have fun with the clay.